Yes, we are winning this war. Our holy IDF soldiers are winning in Gaza, taking out the evil Hamas fighters. Our IDF soldiers fighting above ground and below ground in dungeon terror tunnels, a war that no other army in the world has ever fought. But we have not yet won the war. Far from it. Unfortunately, Hamas is not the ones stopping us from winning this war. We can win this war easily and have a true victory ensuring total protection for Israeli citizens. All we need to do is remain in Gaza with a military presence forever and reestablish Jewish communities in Gaza with a civilian presence, because only with a civilian presence can a military presence maintain and ensure security for all of Israel and all Israeli citizens. That is the only solution to provide security for all of Israel. But our military leaders are weak. Already our Defense Minister Gallant and War Cabinet Minister Gantz have announced that even after the war, we should expect rockets from Gaza. What? That means they're not letting us win the war. What kind of military leaders accept the fact that after a war is over, that our enemies will continue to endanger our citizens and shoot rockets at us? That's not insane. That highlights the warped, misguided, and horrible leadership we have in our military. On top of that, Gantz has stated publicly that the Gaza Arabs will have self-rule in Gaza after the war. That's insane. Regardless if they call themselves Gaza teddy bears, we all know that massive, evil, genocidal ideology of Hamas and the Palestinian Authority will remain in power in Gaza in that situation. Those military leaders of ours are more afraid of United States pressure and the world and of taking control of Gaza properly than doing what is necessary to secure Israel and all Israeli citizens. Israeli citizens down south will not return to their homes if they have to continue to live with rockets. That would be an absolute failure of our military leadership. Then we have the intelligence leaders, the ones who had all the intelligence about Hamas's plan to infiltrate Israel, capture Jewish communities, kill Israelis, and take Israeli captives into Gaza. They had all this intelligence, to the details, for months. Then at 4:30 a.m. on the morning of October 7th, they were given the warning that the attack was going to happen, and they still did nothing. They didn't even escalate the warning to the government or to the prime minister. They sat on the warning and went back to sleep. Is this connected to the involvement of intelligence and IDF leaders in the anti-government, anti-judicial reform protest movement that was for a year before, that proclaimed that Bibi Netanyahu wouldn't have an army come September 2023? I have no clue, but it does look really bad. It looks even worse that the IDF and the Air Force took hours to arrive and do anything to help to provide security for our citizens. These intelligence leaders, they should have been fired on October 8th for dereliction of duty. Not only are these intelligence leaders still in their positions, they are the ones leading the negotiation talks to release our captives in Gaza, agreeing to horrendously appeasing and surrendering conditions to the evil Nazi Hamas that allow Hamas to remain in power and kill us another day. Now, while all this sounds extremely depressing, do not despair. Now comes the good news. For too long, too many Jews have believed that we owe the miraculous existence of the State of Israel to our leaders, political leaders like Ben-Gurion, and to our military leaders like Moshe Dayan, etc. Not enough Jews understand that all those leaders were just human pawns. It wasn't because of our political or military leaders that we exist in Israel today and won our miraculous wars, all of them. It's because of God. Now that all of our leadership failed us, all of our leadership, military, intelligence, political, every single one of them, now people are waking up and realizing the truth. Our existence has never been because of them, but because of God. We all still must train and fight and be the best IDF army we can be to beat our enemies. But at the end of the day, we have won all of our wars because of that partnership. Us on the ground, us soldiers, our proud Jews on the ground, and God above. Too many Jews and the Israeli ethos has only focused on our military prowess, dropping God from the story. No more. Now everyone, look at the patch on the arm of my IDF uniform. That is the temple. We will one day rebuild our temple in Jerusalem. That is what we are fighting for. Leman shemo bi'ahava, to glorify his name with love. The Arabs, Muslims are clear, calling this war the Al-Aqsa flood. It's time us Jews woke up to the truth about why they are fighting us for 100 plus years. It's not about settlements in Judea and Samaria. It's not about the occupation. It's not about apartheid or genocide. Those are all just horrific lies, part of the Red-Green Alliance's global PR war against us Jews in our ancestral homeland. They are fighting us because of an Islamic religious ideology to get rid of us and replace us. That's why they named this war the Al-Aqsa flood. What other hint do we all need for us to realize that it's a religious war for them against us? We don't need any other hints. Think of it. The existence of the Jewish people as sovereign in our ancestral homeland is a theological challenge to Islam, because the whole premise of Islam is that it is supposed to replace the Jews. So how do we achieve victory in this war? A true victory? Simple. We rebuild the Beit HaMikdash. We finally act as the true sovereign on the Temple Mount. We remove all the Muslim authorities from the Temple Mount that desecrate our holiest of sites. And we treat that place as the holy site it's supposed to be, where all people can pray, not just the Muslims. And how is this victory? Because that is the most important act to glorify God's name in the world. Our actual purpose as Jews, to glorify God's name. Putting aside the actual military war, it's time people realize that we are in the middle of a very painful yet beautiful wake-up process. The Jewish people are waking up day by day and realizing that our most powerful weapon to defeat our enemies is our ancestral, national, Jewish identity connected to trusting God instead of trusting our human leaders. Remember that, everyone. Am Yisrael.
Pulse of Israel, frontline videos from the Holy Land. Support our work by donating today.